What's up YouTube, Phoenix Deity back again with another Black Clover Phantom 90 YouTube video. So today we're going to do a quick little wrap up of what the updates brought for both Global and JP, and then we will be doing another showcase video for you guys today. So as always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, all that juicy YouTube stuff, and we'll get started into this video. So, Global, you guys got the Witch Queen and Vanessa and Rogue update, or well, banner. So, the question of should you summon is the first question that most people will ask. And I will say it depends on how you did for Tower of Dreams, since these units will most likely only be used there. You can use them in PvP, but they aren't really that relevant, I'd say. I only casually play PvP, so I'm not really the judge about, like what's meta or not for defense or attack, but yeah, but to me it's kind of irrelevant to do PvP like that. Just make sure you get the rewards and then you're good. So we're going to look over these units, we're going to talk about them and whether you should summon or not. So once again, as I said, if you did Tower of Dreams and you were able to get to at least floor 45, 45 or above, I'd say you don't need to summon for them. Because that essentially means you were pretty close of clearing it, but you just needed an extra push to finish Tower. And if you do have Tag Marileona, that at 6-star especially, you do end up getting the Hero Flag, which buffs your attack and action, so that's going to be a tremendous help for clearing Tower now. So now that that's available, you should be, for those who get to 45 or above, you should be able to do, about 50 now. Get to at least floor 50. So that is very helpful and very handy. For those who didn't, I would say that you kind of want to summon on this. And if you do, then you 100% don't need to summon for White Day Funeral. So let's take a look at Vanessa and Rogue first. So they are an enhancer. Decent attack, decent HP, decent attack, decent defense, good speed. Is that right? I feel like her int should be higher than 250. I'm going to take a look to make sure I got this right. Okay, so I did not get it right. That's on me. So she has 420 int, or sorry, 420 speed and 450 wisdom. I got it wrong on here, so I apologize, and I will fix it after this video goes live. But outside of that, she disables attacks other than secret moves for allies in range and gives invincibility status for a short time. So these two stack together, and her ult essentially gives you immunity from everything. Right, since arcane arts won't affect you if you have the invincibility status. So that is an extremely good move, so you can just save her AOM for when you see the enemy about to do their arcane art for Tower. Her AOM greatly recovers, but you most likely won't be using her for her AOM. And she she disables damage dealing attacks other than secrets for one ally, which is really good if it targets your tank. So ideally, if you give her a mirror or something of the sort, then you don't necessarily need to run the Necklace of Fate for your tank or your frontline unit, whichever one you're using. She also has a high chance to apply buff ban for one enemy for a long time. That's going to be very helpful since the units in Tower are essentially the same for, I'm blanking out. The units in Tower are essentially the same for how they are in the game. So later on, you guys will be getting a Tower update, I think maybe 2 months from now, where floor 50 will end up being Lich, Awakened Lich, and William. And they are just like how they are in the game, so they will buff themselves greatly. So this will be a very good skill to stop Lich from, just regular Lich / Patry from getting greatly raise his attack by like X3 or X2. And then for a while, it weakens attack, recovery, and weakening skills. Oh, sorry. I can't read. For a while, attack, recovery, and weakening skills become easier to activate. So that is essentially the ring effect. So as I said before, now units are starting to get more diverse. They're starting to do a lot more things, and these are the units that you guys want to be summoning for. Not units that kind of just do one or two things. She does about 4 different things that, I guess 3 different things that really help your team. So she is a fantastic support unit. Her relic is Cutting Pledges. It is a equipment. And it is right here. Oh, if you have a better photo of it, please share it with me because I could have sworn I had another photo. So it gives 450 attack, which is a lot of attack, and 338 intelligence. So right now I can't really think of a character that will work extremely well on. Possibly Fuegoleon if you do end up giving him either HP or defense gems. Potentially the same for Julius, but just give him HP and defender gems. Tanks don't really need speed, so I think that's perfectly fine. And I think that's about it for Vanessa, for Vanessa and Rogue. Also, keep in mind, they are a normal banner unit. So they will be on every banner from this moment forward, from this point forward going on. So she just kind of increases banner value now, since she's just so good. Her formations too are Bull and Bat. You get Bat from Valentine's Day Vanessa. So now that we're done with her, we can move on to Witch Queen. Move that over. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got her stats right. So 550. Yeah, her stats are right. So here we have Healer Witch Queen, also a phenomenal unit. So she greatly raises. A great recovery, great HP recovery for allies in range, and medium chance to apply the Lifeguard buff, which Kahano applies. AOM, you won't be really using this. It might have its use 1 or 2 times. I can't really think of a way or a event that kind of makes this relevant in a sense. So it is a great HP recovery to 1 ally in range. Not bad. Powerful attack to 1 enemy for a long time. And for a long time reduce their attack and crit rate. That is going to be relevant for PvP in a sense. So she is a good healer, somewhat oriented towards PvP. But she can still hold her own. And then high chance to prevent death when HP reaches 0 to an ally for a short time. So if she pairs her skill 3 with her skill 1, you can stop an ally from dying and then greatly heal them back to full or near to full. So that is really good. Her formations are Bat, once again from Valentine's Day Vanessa, and Scale, which is from Null Julius. And her dispatch is During the Night, or her Grimoire skill is a dispatch called During the Night. That's probably a different name on Global. We talked about her last video, so some of you guys should still have this information in mind. It gives speed and int. You don't really need speed for anything. Int will be very useful though. Almost every unit interacts with int in one way or another. Also, almost every unit. So yeah, she's also a really solid card to have, or card to use for tower. Stops your allies from dying, which is very good in tower. She can greatly heal one of them, which I kind of wish could be better, but you know, she does heal everyone in range. I will look for a photo because I do have information of not information. I do have a photo of her healing, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. And here's just a small photo from someone from Twitter. I will link their Twitter in the description below, so if you want to, you guys can follow them. But they are essentially a Japanese Twitter user that does play Black Clover Phantom Knights. So here's kind of an example of Witch Queen doing what Witch Queen does. That's her alt healing for about 9,000. So if you're like, okay, she just seems average, that is 9,000. And that is after Yami's AOM buff. And here's another one in PvP where she's healing for 14,000 single target. So do not sleep on Witch Queen. She's actually a phenomenal healer. And we have one more photo of another example of her healing for around 8,000 and giving the Lifeguard buff to all the allies. So overall, she's just a really good and solid healer. So if you want her for tower, she's going to be fantastic. Same thing for Vanessa and Rogue. Hopefully you guys get good luck for whoever summons for her. But now we will transition into the showcase video for Awaken Vetto. Okay, so here we are back into the game. We're going to talk about some JP news first, because as you can see, this little notice right here, Mimosa got her 7-star awakening. And that is kind of convenient and funny, since we just talked about how good Healer Witch Queen was. So when it comes down to her, she got a huge increase for stats. I'm going to go to the website and units, healers, and we're gonna take a comparison for her at 6-star and her at 7-star. So originally she had 1,800 HP. Now she has 3,500 HP. Tremendous difference. She had 3,368 attack. Now she has 700 attack. Defense went up from 190 to 285. Speed from 350 to 525, which is really good, even though she doesn't really need it. Her intelligence went from 350 to 600. Well, 615, which is extremely good, and then luck stays the same. So, if you're wondering, should I awaken her to 7-star? I would say no. Mainly because, for me right now, the big difference between her and Healer Witch Queen is the fact that she doesn't give a lifeguard buff. And personally, right now, in my opinion, I think the lifeguard buff kind of sets, some of these healers above other ones. So in comparison, Witch Queen has 480 luck, so she won't heal as much as Mimosa. And in the Twitter photos that I showed you guys earlier, that means set up correctly, just, with the same setup, Mimosa will be healing for more. But right now, that's all she really does. So she can heal all enemies and allies in range, which, that's a solid skill. Witch Queen does the same, but Witch Queen adds on a lifeguard buff. She can heal one ally, she has a multi-hit attack, so her skill 2 and skill 3, or her skill 1 and 2 are kind of the same as Healer Witch Queen. Both skill 1s heal, both skill 2s are an attack, but once again, Healer Witch Queen's second skill lowers a crit rate and attack. So you're not only dealing damage, but you're also lowering 2 kind of key stats for enemies. And then her last skill recovers all abnormal conditions, so sleep and the other one, sleep, slip, stun, the 3 S's of Black Clover. But yeah, she just kind of recovers that. So right now, I kind of don't really see a point of using her. I'm going to... They did make her skill 3 better. Yeah, they did make her skill 3 better, so now instead of just recovering debuffs, or well, not recovering debuff, recovering abnormal conditions, it also gives you some immunity from abnormal conditions for a short time. So I don't really think that changes her for me. She'll definitely be placed in Arcane tier when it comes to the tier list, or well, the healer specific tier list. But outside of that, I'd still rather run Healer Witch Queen than Mimosa, if I'm being completely honest. So that's that for Mimosa. I'm not going to 7-star her. I'd much rather 7-star units that I've actually used than just kind of 7-star every unit that drops. And then now for the second bit of news, we have the White Day units, and they did get buffs. So the White Day units and the Valentine's Day units are over a year old now. There's another set of units that are also a year old. I won't go into it because it kind of makes me upset, and that is the New Year's units. New Year's Charmy should have gotten an update, or should have gotten a buff, but she didn't get a buff, so it kind of hurts me. So here, taking a look, I don't really remember what I said that White Day Asa's buffs would be, but here he has 5,000 attack, extremely good. 5,000 HP, sorry. 600 attack, which is very good. 525 defense, that's more than Valentine's Day, Noel. Then they kept everything else the same. I kind of wish they buffed his int since he does self-heal, but they did not buff his arcane art, so it still does what it does with its defense raise and healing. His AOM didn't change either. Now we're going to look at the changes for his skill 1. So his skill 1 previously, I need to pull this up on the website. This is my fault. I should have had these open already. So White Day Asta, and then White Day Finna. Okay. So his skill 1 previously was give self counter effect and moves to the front of the formation. It still does that, but now he gives himself a high chance to counter for a long time. So he will counter for longer, and now his counters will actually mean something since he has 600 attack. Previously he had 400, as you guys saw. So his counters will be doing quite a bit. His second skill previously was an attack to enemies in range and increase own hate. Now it is the same thing but extra large hate. So once again, enemies are more likely to attack him, which really isn't a big deal for him. And lastly, it was an attack to enemies in range. Now it's a powerful attack. So they helped his damage out, they helped his defense out, they helped his HP as well. So he should be really solid. Once again, I only wish they kind of buffed his int a little bit more since he does self-heal, but it is what it is. His relic stays the same. Now, White Day Funeral. They did increase his stats. He has more HP, more attack, more defense, more speed, and more intelligence. So, if you thought he was viable before, now I think he's kind of a definite arcane tier. Yeah, I think he's just kind of a definite arcane tier now. He has more HP, he has more defense, so his survivability kind of shoots through the roof. In addition, he does keep his arcane art. Yeah, his arcane art stays the same, which really, if they buffed his arcane arts, it would have been a problem. He's already strong as is. Okay, his skill 1 stays the same too, so that is good. They only changed his skill 3. So before it was a high chance to move a row of enemies to the front, and then for a long time lower their defense and speed. Now it still moves them to the front, but instead it greatly lowers their defense and speed. Okay, that's fine. That's honestly fine. His formation stays the same. Yeah, I honestly think if they did anything more, it would have been broken. And his formation, for those who do want to know, is the Amber Frog. Doesn't do anything stat-wise. Technique-wise, it's all the same. And then for the skill, it lets buff techniques activate easier. So we are still working on the formation part for the website, so this will be updated when it will be. But now we can, and here's the boosted units for the event. And now we can go into the showcase for Vetto. This one. I know you're thinking, why are you doing a showcase for Vetto when there's, you guys see the 7-star Spirit of Zephyr, but he is not level 120 yet. So I think definitely next week his showcase will be going up. I'm mainly doing Vetto because he should be the next defense ranking for global, if I'm not missing one. I think you guys have gotten 2. Actually, no, Rill will be next. Well, I'm doing him too because, well, I'm mainly doing Vetto because he is one of my favorite characters. I just really liked his beast magic, and mythical beast magic seemed really cool to me, so another reason why I am doing this showcase. So here we are. His stats are decent. I wish he had more HP, more defense, but that is kind of fine. His skills and attack to enemies in range. That takes 70% of HP and deals an attack for a max of 6,666. So similar to similar to Devil, sorry. And similar to the original Vetto. So it's actually very solid. His skill 1 is he recovers his own HP, which Fairly simple, very nice. He has 200 intelligence, right? Yeah, 200 intelligence. So that is kind of solid. His skill 1 is for a while lower enemies defense. And his last skill is a random power attack to enemies in range. And his dispatch is during the dispatch. I forgot what he gives, in all honesty. Oh, his item is the Despair Axe. So I do have it, level 5. Here it is. So 0 HP, 250 attack, 200 defense, and 150 speed. There are better relics you can use, in all honesty. Fire Axe, I'd say beats this, and Asta's Demon Armor also beats this. It is nice to have, but you ideally won't use it for anything. So, you guys know the drill by now. We will be taking him into a showcase by himself with a matching formation and take it from there. Yeah, the next defense ranking Global should get is real. And we're just going to do a second of last stage. Here's the teams, nuking team. I don't have Midnight Sun or Midnight Eye formation, so I'm using his formation 2, and I got other units that match. So his formation 2 is the Porcupine formation, which is given by Solid. So I got other units that match up with that formation. Here's the relics I'm using. And then Vetto by himself. So we're just going to go in with this. Oh, if I didn't mention as well, I did do two steps for on the White Day banner. I did not get anything, sadly, so... Oh, they resisted that. Ooh. Okay, so he does not take his own HP when he does his AOM, which is a very good thing to know. Of course, you guys that use Devil know that already. So yeah, I just really like the concept of beast magic. That's mainly why I'm doing this showcase video for you guys today. Only thing that sucks is most of them are resisting his move. I should take this off of auto. I'm gonna raise the audio. Oh, I turned it off. That's not bad. I forgot they take away Arcane Art Gauge, so... yeah, classic invincibility. And they buff their own crit and real buffs their crit damage. Okay. I forgot how annoying some of these can be. After you start getting these top tier OP units, these defense quests are really no joke. Well, no, it turns the defense quest into a joke. So, that was just a poor showcase since we didn't even get his arcane art. So, we'll go to Heath. And hopefully, we can show you guys how much damage he does just by himself. Until they take away Arcane Gauge 2. Okay, he actually lowers their defense. That's good. Few more hits. He did about 10k. Keep in mind their defense was lowered, so that is actually fairly good damage. Hopefully he'll be able to take them out. If he doesn't, it's okay because we kind of got a baseline for his damage, even though it wasn't the boss. Did he just heal for 43k? Okay. He is kind of slow to attack. That's the 350 speed he has. It's not really working in my favor. He did 3,000 with that one. Close that down. Okay. He does get knocked out here, but that is fine. Oh, still alive. Okay, now he's down. Is it? It is. I need to fix that. Okay, so I just noticed some stuff on the screen is cut off, so I'm going to have to remake my outline again. That should be fun. Let's try Wizard King though. With the Porcupine team. If you're wondering why I'm using Yami's leader instead, it's because New Year's Yami actually buffs crit. So he's one of the 4 units that does that. And that will be helpful for us. Swapping to Porcupine lets attack techniques activate faster. So as you can just see, they all did their attack technique, which is really good. And everyone is in a fantastic formation for us to do an AOM. There we go, critical rate gets buffed. Now critical damage. Let's see how much he can do now. Without an attack buff. 25-ish K, 23-ish K. Okay, this invincibility will be very annoying. I'm gonna go back here. Okay, no, his invincibility is still on. We're gonna swap to give ourselves crit damage. I think it's down now. 18k to Rill, which is really good. 25, 23k to the minions, 18k to Rill. So he is a fairly good unit, despite, you know, there will 100% be better units than him to use. But the times that I did use him, I really liked using him. So now, we're going to have some Vetto versus Vetto action and do our damage showcase for him. Then after this, we will most likely end the video, since we're approaching 30 minutes. Okay, so we're going to Arcane Arts, well, AOM, sorry. Just so we can deal some more damage to... Okay. Hopefully no one dies. It can be annoying when things don't really go well. He raises defense. Okay, we're just gonna do this. And then next time we AOM, most, if not all, the crystals should go to Vetto. Okay, can you please stop? Okay, so we might have to wait for Vetto to do his own defense lower. It might take too long. Ooh, you hate to see it. I think we just kind of have to go for it now. $6,600 for his Arcane Arts hit. I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Raising his attack and defense. Vetto could not get his defense lowered, sadly, so we're just going to see how much this does. We are using Black Bull's V2. 34k AoE damage. So, you know, as always, there's probably a better situation to run him under. He probably would have hit maybe 50k if we were able to lower his defense. But it's still fine as is. The team was wiped and he formation swap in front of our faces. The disrespect. But as always, once again, guys, thank you guys for watching the video. We're slowly approaching 600 subscribers. Thanks to everyone a part of this community. Hopefully we can keep growing. Show Bandai, this game is not dead. I'm thinking also about making a video, just me talking about what some changes I'd love to see come to this game. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the description down below. But outside of that, I will once again thank you guys for watching. Thank the 500 of you that have subscribed. And we will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.